Hello, it's Chris. Welcome to your daily tarot message. So we're just gonna start tapping in and see what we need to know. See what we need to find out. I'm gonna flip over my handy dandy hourglass and let's get to it. As with all tarot readings, simply take the guidance that helps you today and leave the rest. Only use what genuinely helps you. At the end of the day, you have your own free will, you have your own judgment. And I or any other tarot reader can't tell you what to do. You make that choice. And also, I always believe your future is constantly being manifested, being created, being altered, shifted, changed. So never take anything as written in stone or fact. If you don't like the outcome of the tarot reading, you absolutely have it in your power to change it. Right off the deck, we have King of Swords in reverse, the Sun in reverse, and Page of Swords in reverse. Okay, so this feels like seasonal depression to me, on top of regular depression. Strength in reverse. Okay. Oh, baby. It's okay. It's okay. All right, Four of Wands at the bottom of the deck. This is the 1111 card. This is the underlying energy. This is a portal. This is a gateway towards better things to come. It's often associated with a marriage of sorts. I don't see this as a literal proposal or marriage, but perhaps a union of ideas, a union between yourself and the divine to bring something from the non-physical into the physical, birthing ideas from the ether into reality. So that's at the bottom of the deck. That's probably what you want to do. It's probably what you desire. But what we have here, oh man, King of Swords in reverse. This is not a comfortable energy. This is like a very stern father figure who's just criticizing you. And this feels like a voice inside of your head that is on replay telling you you're not good enough. It doesn't have to be a literal father figure, but it definitely is a more forceful energy. The Sun in reverse. Ooh, yes. So think back to what was going on for you in August during Leo season. So this is the Strength card. That's the Leo energy card. Think of what was happening during that time. What ideas did you have? And what obstacles got in the way of that? And are you still feeling almost like an energetic hangover from that time period? I think oftentimes, August, as we start to shift from Leo season into Virgo season, there can be this pressure to be like, okay, like I want to shine, but let me get down to business. I can do it. And sometimes we can start out really strong, but then Strength card, Leo energy, but then we can just feel like our resources, like our vitality has been depleted. So Page of Swords in reverse. Ooh, this just feel like you're not being you. This feels like a younger version of yourself, a thought pattern that is not quite useful anymore from when you're 15 years old, 16 years old, 17 years old, quite a immature energy, rather, is on repeat. Those fears you had of being seen, of others judging you, those are really coming up to the surface now to be purged. So whenever something's coming up to be purged, purging is an ugly process. It's not the most beautiful process, but it does indicate healing and it does indicate progress being made. It's just a necessary stop along the journey. So it feels like August, September, October, this has been a really huge purging process. November feels like almost like a freezing stagnation process of like, okay, I've been breaking down. I'm resting. And now, what's just over the horizon? Is it this Four of Wands opportunity? Is it this gateway we can walk through? I think so. Let me pull some additional cards because I would like some more clarity on this. Please clarify what we can do to make the best use of this energy. Please clarify what we can do to make the best use of this energy. Please clarify what we can do to make the best use of this energy. High Priestess. And the Three of Wands. Oh, I love this. This feels really good. You can probably tell in the change of my voice that this feels much lighter to me, much nicer to me. So High Priestess. So this is feeling like you haven't been trusting your intuition, your intuitive abilities, those signs and signals you get in your gut and your heart and your body, and you've been really trapped. King of Swords, Page of Swords in reverse, really trapped up in the mind space and the ego story. The Sun also, too, can be a lot about our ego. And we've been too much in our ego. And when I say that, I mean this personality we've invented to cope with life, to cope with the horrors, as we say. Three of Wands, you're looking out on new horizons. of what could be, of what's coming. Oh, that's another thing too. It feels like you maybe have been hesitant to predict or to assume the outcome's going to be positive for yourself. It seems like instead the sun, strength in reverse, you've just been assuming the absolute worst. But I really do feel like with this 1111 card, our luck is turning around a bit. And I say our luck because as a reader, I'm a channel for a certain energy. And you as the viewer, you are part of the collective that I am channeling for. So this is as much for you as it is for myself and everyone watching, everyone tapping in right now. So thank you so much for being a part of that right now. I'm going to grab some timing cards. I'll be right back. I put these next to me. These are the cards of time. Find the right moment. So let's see if there's anything timing-wise we would want to know about this cycle that we're currently in. Because this is a bit of a, depression, phoenix breaking down, rising from the ashes type of energy. So that's also very Scorpionic too. Scorpio energy is very much a phoenix energy, and it is a literal death. So if in October you're experiencing a lot of heavy breakdown, a lot of heavy depression, I feel like that's, the energy composting, like soil breaking down dead matter so that I can recycle. All right. 2 popped out. All right. First we have a 6, Friday. Finalize something just let go. So this is feeling like, can we make a commitment to something? Something that it is that you like, that you want to do. Now we have a 7, determining circumstances, 7 days, 7 weeks. So what can you do once a day for the next week? For myself, my challenge to myself is to do tarot every day for the next week. And today is Friday on the day that I'm filming it, so this just feels like further confirmation of finalizing a project. For me, it's committing to the daily tarot practice because I've been quite stagnant with it for some time. And for you, sit and reflect on what that's been for you. Determining the circumstances. I want to refer to the guidebook because that to me is a bit of a weird phrasing. Are we looking at our environment and taking stock of what I'm imagining? Okay, this is me going back to being a business major. You ever do a SWOT analysis? And SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. Okay, so can we do a SWOT analysis of our life right now, of our environment that we're in, and what current opportunities we have? Okay, card of the hour 7, determining circumstances, 7 days, 7 weeks. The symbol, an unusual wheel with 7 spokes, symbolizes the consequences of free decisions as mentioned in the card of the hour 5. Life seems to be driven from the outside, but the truth is that you have set the course earlier for the things that are happening now. All right, so let's think about, again, hearkening back to August. What desires did we have in the heat of Leo season that somehow got stamped down up until now? A general message: as you can change little or nothing in the current situation, you need to exercise patience. Dates are determined by others. So yes, there's also a bit of surrender. The Friday card also indicates that, letting go, to divine timing of things. 7 to me is also a very lucky number, a very fated number. The relationship advice for this is a good time to draw an interim balance. What would you like to give one another, and where will the road lead you? The 7th house in astrology too is also associated with one-on-one connections and partnerships. Creativity. Don't stop even if the feedback you get is poor. All right, so we're really releasing the outcome, releasing what we think others will say, how others may judge us, what others will think and do. I also see a really faint moon in the background, but it's not a full moon. It's like a crescent moon. So it's like we're kind of in this, in-between phase. Ooh. I'm going to read for the Friday card as well. I feel like this is my first time really working with this deck on camera, and I just want to make sure you all get the full benefit of the guidebook of these cards. I know some people don't like guidebooks right on camera, but to each their own. Friday. Okay, this is also Venus Day. We also have the Venus symbol. Finalize something, just let go. The circle of creation on top of the cross of earthly life, the symbol of eternal femininity that draws us onward, according to Faust. The gentle blue color for emotional love. The red gleaming crystal for a creative love, which will finally bestow life on every creature's soul. What is behind earthly life? behind organism and breathing, if not a spiritual power. Ooh, that kind of reminds me of what I was talking about with Scorpio season, how there's a lot of composting energetically that occurs. The more we open up to this timeless power and draw life from it, the more our lives will become a gentle dance that will eventually lead us home to God. Friday is the day of Venus, of Diana or Freya, the Norse goddess of love and fertility. A general message: to complete something and to finalize it, you need to be ready to let it go and to release it into its very own realm. So, done is better than perfect. That was a phrase I was often told growing up because I really struggle with perfectionism quite a bit. My Chiron's in Virgo, so if anyone can relate to that, it is rough. Job negotiations depend more on empathy and fair accommodation, the confident and vigorous enforcement of your interests if you want them to be successful. This is also asking for a more gentle approach to our connections with others. I'm imagining like the Two of Cups energy in my head, where it's like a reciprocal give and take of emotional energy. Relationship. Interpersonal relationships develop their own dynamics if there is a sufficient amount of common interest. Give it plenty of room to evolve on a new level. So yeah, giving space, not choking a connection out, letting it breathe naturally. Creativity. Focus your spirit on the more delicate expressions of creative powers, the place where they are essentially made. This is the level of ideas on the level of your soul that you will experience in meditation. So I have actually recently begun meeting with a meditation teacher because I've been lacking in my meditation practice. I mean, anything could be a meditation. You could do a walking meditation. You could meditate while doing the dishes. And I try to remind myself that, but in terms of like the deeper letting go and the heavier breath work and whatnot, bottom of the deck energy too. I mentioned Two of Cups before. It is progressing well now. 2 days, 2 weeks. If you can start meditating at least twice a week, if not every day, if you could do it 2 times a day, oh man, even better. Just to really relax and let go, because when the body is tense, it's really hard for the mind to calm down. So if you want some relief from this really harsh feeling, King of Swords, Sun in reverse, Page of Swords in reverse, Strength in reverse energy, you really just need to breathe. And I know there will be some materialists out there who will say, well, no, I can't breathe until X, Y, and Z changes or X, Y, and Z occurs. I wouldn't count on those things changing, unfortunately. Not that we can't shift our reality constantly, but again, the 7, determining the circumstances, doing a very genuine SWOT analysis of our environment. What strengths do we have? What weaknesses do we have? What opportunities are there? What threats are there? You know, I don't like to do spiritual bypassing where it's all love and light and saying, oh, everything's going to be amazing. We're going to manifest into our perfect best timeline, because the honest to God truth is that may not happen overnight. It's much harder and more complicated than that, and I don't think we came to Earth to have it be easy in that way. I think we came to Earth in order to go on that journey, to have moments of ease, and then also to have moments of hardship and everything in between, because how boring would it be if everything just came to us? I mean, we see what happens to people who get everything that come to them, and it's never enough. I might get banned for saying this, but I'm immediately just thinking of someone like an Elon Musk or a Jeff Bezos, where nothing is ever enough. They can get everything they want and then some, and they're still not satisfied. The power never fulfills them fully because they have these harsh voices in their head. And this really deep well of depression, I that's the energy I get off of them. A deep feeling of emptiness, because capitalism is a game, and you win the game at the end of the day. It's just a fucking game. Oh, man. All right, I'm going to read for the 2 card, bottom of the deck energy for the cards of time, and then I'm going to close this out because we're running out of the sands of time over on my little hourglass over here. And thank you for bearing with me. This was a more impromptu, messy reading, but I think tarot demands us to show up as ourselves in every moment as we are, and in order to overcome my own perfectionism, it's like, just do the thing. All right, card of the hour 2. It is progressing well now. 2 days, 2 weeks. 2 horizontal lines with a dot above and below. Each give a clear alignment and a delicate balance. A signal for a good and noticeable progress. General message: when you balance your center, your efforts will soon bear noticeable fruit. For job, make sure that all concerned parties are in balance: company, customers, colleagues, and your family and yourself. Relationship: you can enjoy good times in which you may experience true togetherness. Again, 2 cups energy. Creativity: artistic talents should now be tended again. Search for inspiration in hours at leisure in nature. You can get out in nature and start just breathing. The Four of Wands too, it reminds me, I mean, it's a constructed canopy, but it also reminds me of the canopy of a forest. So if you can get out underneath some trees, this sounds so cheesy and so corny, but it's so true. When you are around trees, they are so much bigger and so much older and so much wiser than you or I will ever be. And just being around a being like that just reminds you to like zoom out and be like, my problems are so small. By the time I am gone, this tree will probably still be here and it'll still be growing. It'll still be adapting. It's like the trees are so much better suited to this environment than we are. And that's why they keep going. And, you know, of course they have their threats because, you know, we don't always take the best care of them. But when we harm the trees, we harm ourselves. So when you harm the environment, you harm yourself. The environment is you. You are the environment. When you harm another, you harm yourself. You are them. They are you. It's getting a little weird. But if you know, you know. All right. Thank you so much for watching. As again, with any tarot reading, simply take the guidance that helped you today and leave the rest. Goodbye.